Welcome back to Law and Order, and once again we're talking about the most dangerous outlaws from the Wild West. I'm here to give you the lore on these hooligans, and we're gonna order them on a tier list from least to most dangerous. Let's get into it. Clay Allison. Clay Allison was born in 1841 in Waynesboro, Tennessee. Now, apparently he had some type of severe head trauma as a child, because at 20 years old, when the Civil War broke out, he joined the Confederacy but was medically discharged. He was described as being partly epileptic and partly maniacal, but ultimately fully unfit to serve. After the Civil War, Clay Allison began growing a reputation as a man prone to violent rages and outbursts. One evening, a military officer came over to seize his family's farm, and Clay Allison did not like that. He went over to the closet, pulled out a gun, and shot the military man point blank, killing him. Soon thereafter, his family moved out west, down to Texas. New state, same Clay Allison. On the way, before they even got to Texas, he got into it with a man named Zachary Colbert. Remember that name? Clay Allison believed that Zachary Colbert was charging him extra for a ferry. He ends up leaving the man unconscious. When he gets down to Texas, he gets into it with one of his neighbors, and he digs a pit into the dirt. They agreed to have a knife fight at the bottom of the pit, and a loser will be buried in. Eventually, Clay Allison moves to New Mexico, and his crash-out tendencies continue to grow. There was a man that he knew by the name of Charles Kennedy that was thrown in jail over some strange accusations. Allison gathered a large, angry mob and led them to the jailhouse to break out Charles Kennedy, only to hang the man himself. After Kennedy took his last breath, Clay Allison didn't think that was enough. He decapitated the man and then put his head in the middle of town for public display. Turns out the accusations against Charles Kennedy was that he had something to do with a lot of disappearances from several people around the town, including his own son. They ended up finding the bodies in his house after he died. But let's not get anything confused. Clay Allison was no Robin Hood. He was a hoodlum. Let me take you to January 7th, 1874 to show you exactly what I mean. Enter Chunk Colbert. Remember Zachary Colbert? Well, this is his nephew. Chunk is a seasoned killer at this point with 7 bodies under his belt, and he had it out for Clay Allison, and Allison knew it. On January 7th, funny enough, Allison invited Chunk Colbert to sit down and have dinner with him. Now, at some point during the meal, Chunk Colbert got up to go with his move. However, he bumped the table as he reached up to draw his pistol, and that split second was all that he needed. Clay Allison put one right between his eyes, and to be honest, I think he was really feeling himself after that. Someone shortly after asked him, "Why'd you have a man that you knew wanted to kill you over to sit down and have dinner?" Clay Allison responded and said, "I didn't want to send a man to hell on an empty stomach." Allison spent a few more years in drama, did a few more killings, which ultimately all charges against him were being dismissed. By the 1880s, he was running a ranch with his brothers, and he was getting drunk at every chance he got. Allison got so tore up one time that he got on his horse and rode through the town, naked, completely, with just his holster with his revolver in it. Buddy was a real Looney Tune, but on July 1st, 1887, his end came. He was involved in a wagon accident, which resulted in the wagon rolling over and breaking his neck, ending his life. As far as the danger level of Clay Allison, I'm gonna give him a C tier. Honestly, he was another crash out from this time period, definitely very dangerous and something to worry about, but in my personal opinion, I think he was a lot more deranged and thrown off than he was some real lethal hitman. I mean, riding through town naked, bro. You streaking, bro? Come on. Hey, that's all we got for today, but we're gonna be back in 24 hours. Tap in with me for episode 3. I got a good one for y'all. Leave a comment if you like the video, leave a like if you like the video, subscribe if you like the video, and turn on that notification bell if you want some more because you like the video. I'll catch y'all tomorrow. You dig?